Sauce Walka's TSF collective has been shaken to its core after reports surfaced that rising artist Luh Bird was suddenly shot and unalived in Houston, not during a pre-planned fight or confrontation, but while in the midst of celebrating a major new achievement. Sauce Walka himself wasn't even present at the scene, but whispers and speculations across the internet have already started painting him as somehow involved, making this situation one of the most dramatic and controversial stories to hit Houston's hip-hop world in a long while. Now let's break down the tragedy, the celebration, the chaos, the rumors, and what it all means for Sauce Walka, TSF, and the future of Houston rap. Please do not forget to like this video, share and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. The news that Luh Bird, one of Sauce Walka's young TSF soldiers, has been taken from the world so suddenly has left fans, supporters, and even rivals in utter shock. For days, the internet has been buzzing, not just because another artist's life was cut short in a violent way, but because of the sheer unexpectedness of it all. Luh Bird was not caught up in a long-standing beef, nor was this the climax of a heated back and forth between rival crews. No, this happened while the crew was riding high off of a celebration, a moment that should have been about joy, success, and achievement, only to be destroyed in a split second by violence that no one saw coming. It is this cruel twist of fate that makes the story resonate so deeply with people across Houston and far beyond. When word broke out on social media that Luh Bird had been celebrating alongside Sauce Walka's camp shortly before being unalived, fans were left wondering what could possibly have gone so wrong. By all accounts, the night had started with good vibes. TSF had hit a new achievement, one that gave the crew something major to toast to. For a collective that has been hustling hard, making noise in Houston and gaining traction nationally, the energy was at an all-time high. But the same city that raised these artists and gave them their voices has too often been the backdrop for tragedy, and Houston once again found itself in the headlines for reasons that break the heart of the culture. One of the most haunting aspects of this tragedy is that Sauce Walka himself wasn't even there when it all went down. The head of TSF, the man who has built his reputation on being flashy, outspoken, and unafraid of controversy, wasn't on the scene. Yet somehow, someway, the rumors online have started weaving narratives that tie him back into the story. People are asking, is there more to this? Could Walka be indirectly involved? Was this connected to the business, the streets, or something personal? While no hard evidence has surfaced linking him to the shooting, the speculation is relentless, fueled by Walka's polarizing persona and the constant scrutiny that comes with being a leader in the rap game. The internet thrives on drama, and when a tragedy like this happens, it doesn't take long for theories to run wild. Some are saying this was a random act of violence, a senseless confrontation that escalated too quickly. Others whisper that enemies of TSF have been lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And unfortunately, Luh Bird was the one caught in the crosshairs. There are even those pointing fingers at Sauce Walka, suggesting that his high-profile lifestyle and bold statements may have painted a target on his crew, even if he wasn't physically there that night. In a city like Houston, where rap beefs and street politics often intertwine, nothing stays simple for long. But let's rewind for a second. Who exactly was Luh Bird, and why has his loss struck such a nerve? To the mainstream, his name might not have been as well known yet, but within TSF and Houston's underground rap community, he was a rising star. He embodied the raw hunger and authenticity that fans of collective love. Every verse, every move he made on stage was a testament to the struggle, ambition, and brotherhood that Sauce Walka has tried to instill in his crew. For him to be taken out in such a brutal and sudden fashion, right when the team was supposed to be celebrating, feels like a nightmare, one that TSF fans are still trying to wake up from. The celebration leading up to the tragedy is another layer that makes this story unforgettable. People close to the situation have said that there was no tension in the air, no obvious signs of danger. The crew had just hit a milestone worth celebrating, something Sauce Walka himself had been proud of. But at some point after the good vibes and smiles, the mood shifted in the worst way possible. Shots rang out, chaos erupted, and within moments, Luh Bird's life was gone. It was sudden, it was brutal, and it was deeply unfair. For many fans, this tragedy raises questions about the curse of success in hip-hop. Time and time again, We see young artists rise from the mud, begin to taste success, and then get dragged back into the cycle of violence that seems to lurk around every corner. Houston has already lost too many voices, too many young men with potential, and Luh Bird's death is a reminder that no matter how much you achieve, the streets don't always let go. This cruel reality has fans begging for change, pleading with artists to find ways to escape the violence that seems to follow the industry like a shadow. Still, no one can ignore the elephant in the room, the rumors about Sauce Walka. Why is his name being thrown around if he wasn't there? Part of it comes down to his reputation. Walka has built a brand around being loud, bold, and confrontational. He's never been afraid to speak his mind. And in the process, he's gained fans who admire his honesty and critics who despise his antics. When something happens to someone in his camp, the first instinct for many online is to tie it back to him, whether fair or not. Some argue that being the leader of TSF means all roads lead back to him. Others say it's pure gossip, an unfair attempt to drag his name into the mud. Either way, Walka now finds himself at the center of speculation, even as he grieves one of his own. In situations like this, the media frenzy can be just as damaging as the tragedy itself. Bloggers, YouTubers, and Twitter threads are already spinning stories, each one trying to piece together what happened, each one adding their own twist. In reality, the facts are still limited. Authorities have not confirmed every detail. TSF hasn't released a full statement. And yet, the narrative machine keeps churning, fueled by speculation and the human desire to make sense of senseless violence. This is where the public must be careful. Because while people search for answers, the truth often gets drowned out by rumors. Still, the speculation about Walka's possible involvement continues to swirl. Some believe this could have been a setup, an attempt to hurt TSF by striking at one of its soldiers. Others whisper about business deals gone wrong, rivalry spilling into violence, or even jealousy from outsiders who can't stand to see TSF rising. Whatever the case may be, one thing is certain. The streets of Houston are watching closely, waiting for the truth to come out, and the hip-hop world is holding its breath. At the end of the day, the story of Luh Bird's death isn't just about rumors, speculation, or even Sauce Walka himself. It's about a young artist who lost his life too soon.